Gunther just needs to do a drop kick on him, a power bomb, and that's it. You don't need to be selling for little Johnny.
We sold for Ciampa. It's about the same size.
There's a big difference between Ciampa and Gargano.
Okay.
Gargano wears skinny jeans. Next up, we have Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa contract signing. Now, before I get into this and tell you how awesome it was, aren't you a little sick of contract signings?
No.
I feel like they do it all the time.
They do it all the time, but I'm not sick of them. I'm sick of them always turning physical. Okay. You know, when they say stuff to each other, it's usually good stuff.
Yeah.
But just leave it there. You don't have to get physical every time.
All right. They do their entrances. Ciampa says Gunther has everything handed to him, but that doesn't matter because Ciampa's been dreaming of the IC title since he's been 5 years old. Ciampa says his family is going to be there next week to watch him face Gunther, but he's winning the title for himself. Gunther tells Ciampa him coming out to sign a contract for the most important title in this sport, dressed like a 90s action movie extra, tells Gunther everything he needs to know about Ciampa. Gunther says Ciampa's motives are noble. Gunther also says he fights for what's near and dear to him, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Ciampa tells Gunther to sign the contract. Gunther tells Ciampa that when he's done with them, he can hug his family real tight and keep dreaming about the title he'll never ever get this close to again. Ciampa says, well, you haven't signed the title, so we can switch the wording around and make that match today. And Gunther actually pauses. It's kind of great. He has like that oh shit look on his face, like, oh man, I can't back out now.
Yeah.
But Gunther's not a bitch, so he does accept. Yeah, naturally they brawl afterwards.
And Adam Pearce makes it official. The title match is tonight as opposed to next week or at Fastlane.
Right. Which I was disappointed. I mean, I'm excited to see a Gunther match tonight, but I would have much preferred to see it on Fastlane.
Yeah, still off of pay-per-view is Gunther. We're going to have to start a thing. Hashtag right. Get Gunther on pay-per-view.
Oh, we're also going to start another trend, but we'll get to it. Tommaso Ciampa versus Gunther for the Intercontinental World Heavyweight title. I gotta say, this is yet another instant classic from the Ring General. Both guys, they beat the fuck out of each other. Gunther, at one point, he goes for a chop to Ciampa on the outside. Like, he has him leaned up against the announce table, and Gunther just whacks across it. And he actually cracks through the little plastic thing that everybody rips off.
Yep, that he was showing what's in store.
Right.
How hard those chops are.
Everybody does chops, but every time Ciampa took one, he'd just crumple. It was great. So the story through the rest of the match was Gunther fighting through his injured right wrist hand injury. They kept saying it was his wrist or his hand. They weren't very consistent about that. At least they didn't say herniated discs.
Yeah.
So at one point, Gunther used his left hand to chop, which I thought was nice to see him adapt. It looked awkward, but of course it's supposed to be. Ciampa locked Gunther in the rings of Saturn twice, but Gunther was able to reach the ropes. And just when you think Gunther has reached his limit, he hits 2 consecutive power bombs, and he hooks in a sleeper for the win. And like I said, it was an instant classic. It was certainly the best thing all week. Match of the night, segment of the evening, chef's kiss.
TV match of the year, possible candidate.
It's a Gunther match, of course it is.
Which is funny. This TV match of the year, I was thinking about it, is pretty much Gunther's. It's like, oh, what Gunther match is going to win TV match of the year?
Right. And I think it should have been at Fastlane.
Yeah, we need to get him on pay-per-view consistently.
So that was awesome. But then Imperium beat down Ciampa after the match. Gunther does his best Drew McIntyre impression. He just walks away. He doesn't even look behind him. I kind of like how they did that, because normally Gunther he'll stare and he'll maybe nod, but this time Gunther he grabbed his title and he just walked away, while Kaiser and Vinci just came out to clean up the scraps.
Yeah.
So Ciampa's getting his ass whooped, and then who comes out? Johnny Gargano. And we end the night with Gargano making the save.
DIY has reunited for some reason. I thought maybe they should both be singles. Lukewarm reaction for Gargano. It's like, oh, probably half the crowd didn't even know who he was. Because he hasn't really done much on TV, to be honest.
Right. But if he wrestles Gunther and it's more than Gunther just stepping on him like a cockroach, it'll bury Gunther.
Oh, okay.
Gunther just needs to do a drop kick on him, a power bomb, and that's it. You don't need to be selling for little Johnny.
We sold for Ciampa. It's about the same size.
There's a big difference between Ciampa and Gargano.
Okay.
Gargano wears skinny jeans. That's all I got to say.
He sure does. And he can. So there's that too.